So we join our heroes as they make their way away from the Ur-Corpse ruins. Uh, it's late now. The sun is setting. Um, they'll have to find a camping spot before too long. But concerned about more stiltwalkers, they paddle so far hard as they can to get away from the ruins before they set camp. Around the campsite, the fire is burning. Dinner is being cooked. As everyone takes their rest from the stressful day, um, everyone has a moment to reflect and speak on things that have happened if desired.
Well, I certainly hope we've done the right thing.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we're not dead, which speaks pretty far, I would say.
A great many people who do the wrong thing live. A great many who do the right thing die.
I don't want to kill myself.
Well, I don't imagine that would help. If at least the Ur-Corpse has been defeated by this, we'll know we did broadly what we could. Plan to collapse the dungeon was risky, and if it failed, we would not be able to make a second attempt.
I think it wasn't a matter of defeating the Ur-Corpse. I think it was letting it go away.
Then why was it not done in antiquity?
Perhaps those in antiquity didn't know how.
Grandfather
Or they
Rot knew
didn't
how.
want to.
But how many people have spoken to Grandfather Rot?
I doubt that Phil Sticker was the first.
Perhaps not, but perhaps his other chosen were not so keen to solve the problem either.
Maybe the people in the past didn't want to, and the man who established the Iron Eight and all that was terrified like you, but he had no one to, tell him to try it or persuade him to do it.
His notes didn't describe the nature of the device, something that he would have been able to identify very easily, so I doubt he was ever directly exposed to it. Likely he stopped at the searing light, detected the necromantic energy coming from beyond it, and the degree of its power, and assumed that should the light ever be extinguished, even to pass, some dread thing would occur. Not many scholars would decide to stumble blindly into a burning room to see what was on the other side of it. But someone built a device to turn it off and on. Perhaps not. Perhaps it merely required someone willing to brave the light and were the first to attempt it. Seems a shame if it was the right thing to do that it took so long.
Does anyone hear that?
Yes.
No, I only hear the fire and the bugs.
I thought I heard the crunch of footsteps.
One of us should really be on watch. I'll get a.
All right.
I admit, it does sound like a horse walking through the mud, but there couldn't possibly be a horse here.
You hear an eldritch blast. I got rid of it.
All right. So, morning comes. And the swamp, so it seems, is as swampy as ever, as the rain begins to set in the early morning. Assuming that you're heading to the village of the Faceless Ones to rest, it's within a day's travel if you move quickly. Someone will need to navigate, but fortunately the area is mapped, so you have advantage.
Do you allow cartography to navigate through mapped areas?
If it's better, sure, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It is unquestionably better.
Yeah.
Wait, then my survival? Or.
Yes.
Huh.
He gets to use his intelligence.
And Lucas's intelligence is 19.
Okay.
So I suppose you can fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get us lost.
Oh, see how these rolls turned out.
Okay. So Silas, you easily acquire all of the the food and the water.
Just all of it. It's available.
Enough to feed and provide water for the entire party. So by noon, you come to the edge of the what's it called? The less tree filled part of the swamp, the marshland. Yes. You come to the marshy area, and you realize, Lucas, that you're off course, and you need to adjust. But having gone several hours out of your way, you no longer have time to reach the village of the Faceless Ones before nightfall.
Can we safely follow the swamp's edge?
Yes.
Then let's head towards the shrine, but not actually visit it.
Okay. So as you head towards the shrine, but not actually to the shrine itself, you see some boats ahead. Faceless Ones fishing.
Interesting. I didn't think there would be enough time to get home before nightfall. Hello! Lucas will wave.
They look and they wave at you, obviously without speaking. They gesture for you to come closer.
Guess we should approach.
So when you get close, they start gesturing to you and pointing in the direction back of the Urcorpse, and like making wide sweeping motions with their arms. They seem to be trying to ask you something.
Oh, yes, I believe that we have put the corpse pile to rest and restored, relative safety to the swamp. I will want to evaluate this. We're going to go looking for the corpse pile, but we thought we'd visit first.
They seem overjoyed at this, and do sign language back and forth at each other. You can't understand it, but they two of them start pulling in their lines and their nets, and the other one sort of gestures over in a over in a certain direction and indicates that you should follow them.
Let's. Does anyone object?
No.
And they lead you over to a little shelter on like some stilts at the edge of the marshes. It smells of fish, and there are some more faceless ones here, and there's a little dock for their raft. And they step off, and some of them start carrying up their catches, their catch for the day up to the up into the building to and begin, preparing the fish to be preserved or eaten tonight. And they bring you inside, so you get out of the rain, and they indicate some additional sleeping areas and invite you to stay the night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Delightful of you to share.
Yes. And they cook some fish, and they share what they have caught with you.
We'll share what we have caught as well.
Yes. And a night passes in this fishing hut until the next day. So you get another short rest, and the sun rises the next day. The rain has stopped. The faceless ones seem relieved that the rain is gone. They get up like with the sun and are out on the water again.
So, I suppose we should still go to the village of the Faceless Ones to take that long rest.
Yes.
I think that is for the best.
And I think we should attempt to go at high speed so that, should we get turned around again, we can still
Correct.
take the afternoon.
All right. And you're in a map text going into a map text, so you may use cartography.
All right.
Yay.
You do the thing. So yeah. Yeah. By that afternoon, you reach the village. Similar to previous times when you've been here, you're spotted. People run into the village, and the nameless shaman is the one who comes out to greet you. And as soon as you pull up your boats onto the shore, he telepathically asks you, did you do it? We saw a light from here.
Yes, we did. We were able to. Well, we did something, and it's what Grandfather Rot asked us to do, and so we're putting in our hope that it was correct. But I still intend to seek out the corpse pile and affirm that.
The shaman nods sagely as you say it is what Grandfather Rot wanted you to do. He seems confident that is good.
Foster nods too.
Mm-hmm. Then he insists that there be a celebration tonight, and orders people to start preparing for a feast for tonight. And yes. And
Lucas is quiet at the feast. he's still ruminating on exactly how he's going to tell Saint Amelia that he awoke a rival god,
Mm-hmm.
and still somewhat debating that this may get him in trouble back home if he does so.
She's going to have a lot of questions. The one of the big ones being like, where does this what side in the cosmic struggle does this new god take?
And we don't really know the answer to that question.
Yes, you don't know the answer to that question.
Perhaps something worth investigating before we go publishing a book taking credit for it.
Yes, if you have, if you have spawned a new chaotic evil deity, that is a lot worse of a thing to be known for than if you didn't do that.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's a feast, and you are free to rest in their village the next day. They will feed you and water you as well, and so you need not mark anything off, and take a long rest. Get your
Huzzah! Spells, hit points.
spells, hit points, abilities, half your hit dice. Take them all. Is anyone leveling up now?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. So, Philsticker, you are reaching level 5, I believe, yes?
That sounds correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you get as a level 5 warlock?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't bothered to look at that one yet.
Well, you'll get your spell slots will become 3rd level, right?
Yeah.
And you'll get, I assume, new spells.
Proficiency goes up.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh, but what if I'm multi-classed as an elf?
You can't. Elf isn't a class in this edition.
Well, I don't know. That's upset all my plans.
Looks like you get another spell, a 3rd level spell at that.
Mm-hmm.
All of your other spells are now cast at 3rd level, and you get a new invocation as well as your proficiency increase. And there's a lot of invocations, and they're all really good. Enjoy.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
But if you're looking for a quick one, if you don't have Agonizing Blast yet, that adds charisma to your Eldritch Blast. I don't recall.
Oh, I think that's the first one I took.
All right, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find Elf as a multi-class among these. Speak with animals at will. That's Elfie. If you want beast speech.
I just want Philsticker to wake up one morning and he's beautiful and he says, "I've been cured. The Urcorp saved me."
Oh, if you want that, well, there's probably something for it. I'll keep looking.
This might be an invocation that will allow you to disguise yourself and pretend that you're a
Mask
beautiful
of Many
elf.
Faces would let you cast Disguise Self at will. You would need to be 15th level to get Master of Myriad Forms to get Alter Self at will, though. And I think Disguise Self would only let you look like another goblin. How do I know you could turn into a halfling with that, I guess?
Mm-hmm. And just say you're a very short elf. Is anyone else reaching level 5?
Yes.
Bort is?
Yeah.
Excellent.
About time.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, this will make everyone level 5, I think. Um. So yeah, Bort, 5th level fighter. Is this the level where you become an unkillable god machine?
Um, possibly.
Oh yes, you get extra attack. Because that's good.
Means you could run up and hit someone 4 times once a
Mhm.
short rest.
Yeah, with action surge. Um.
Fighters are good.
Yeah.
And simple, too.
And of course, your proficiency bonus goes up.
Well, if you wanted exactly the opposite of what you said, Phil Sticker, you could get Cloak of Flies, which would surround you with buzzing flies that give you advantage on intimidation, but disadvantage on
Oh.
all other charisma checks.
Fantastic.
That does sound exactly like something Sala would take.
It does.
It also sounds like something that's going to get Phil Sticker permanently put in a canoe by himself.
Gift of
Probably.
the Ever Living one might be good. Whenever you regain hit points, if your frog is within 100 feet of you, you maximize the amount of hit points you regain.
I have 38 hit points now, so that's pretty alright.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that compares to everyone else, but
49.
Lucas has 22. But he had to take a feat to have that many.
Mm-hmm. So okay. Yeah. So Bort doesn't have a lot of choices at level 5, but
Maddening Hex could be fun for you, Sala. As once you've got a hex target, you can spend your bonus action each turn to do your charisma modifier in psychic damage to
Oh yeah, that's
it and everything within
absolutely
5
great.
feet of it.
Yeah, that one's glorious.
It
You know,
is something he does anyway, so.
mm-hmm. Is that a invocation?
it is.
Must be from one of the other books.
Yeah, it's hard to trace down what is and isn't anymore.
I was just looking in the
Wizards of the Coast ruining our good source and forcing us to use dozens of bad ones all at the same time. I don't get it how they can fail to understand this. They were lax about hunting down internet copies and things that people can look through and reference, and D&D grew to be the biggest it has ever been. It is becoming almost a mainstream hobby that has been almost completely legitimized. And then they turn around in the face of overwhelming sales and decide this was clearly wrong. Reverse course.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom it.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Especially after getting eaten alive by Pathfinder in the last generation for them doing that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, it might be working for them. About like like 2/3 of the new people that I encounter at work play D&D, and it's 5th edition, and it's the only RPG they know about, which has been really weird to me.
That's horrible.
It's fantastic.
I-
Putting
I'm
new people
always
into
just-
the hobby.
I'm always just amazed that it's like, oh, every single one of these people is into this, and then I ask them about other stuff, and it's like, well, I've heard of this weird game called Pathfinder. Like, oh, how? Let me tell you about Pathfinder.
Yeah, if you want something more bread and butter, consider Repelling Blast. It's pretty nice. When you hit someone with an Eldritch Blast, they go flying back
Sure.
10 feet. And as we do a lot of things with canoes, I could see that being very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably take one of those.
You've given me too much advice now. I'm gonna multi-class as a.
I've got one more. If you wanted to multi-class as a mermaid, that's available. Gift of the Depths would give you a swim speed and the ability to breathe underwater, so you could just walk around, or just swim through the swamp as if it were ground. And you wouldn't
Right, I
care if it was
remember
water or
seeing
not.
that one. I remember seeing that one and initially thinking about it like forever ago, and then realizing that that Matt would like make me roll at disadvantage for getting diseases and shit for having the swamp water interface like directly with the most exposed part of my circulatory system.
Hmm.
That does sound like a thing I might do.
Then yeah, you'll probably have to pick one of the other ones. Were you leaning in any particular direction?
Not just yet.
Do you have any sort of idea of what flavor of invocation you wanted to get?
The more you talk to me about it, the less I can make the decision. Stop asking me.
Okay.
It's like the noblest character creation. He'll make a decision like over the course of the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah, shut up.
let's give him a minute, and I'll turn to you. Hey, Silas, where did you come from again?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I'm sorry.
Let's quit the game together, Con.
Yeah, and then every week we just do a scene with Goosey and Erland during this
Yeah.
time.
You mean
Yeah.
a post with Goosey and Erland during this time?
No, like
we have
voice
part of
scenes.
the show.
Yeah, and they get like turned into MP3s and put in the thread.
Drink my blood. Still won't do it. It's been 2 years.
Please, our viewers don't know who Erland and Goosey are, because it's a play-by-post game.
He's an asshole and he won't drink my blood.
It's actually way weirder and more disturbing than Sala is making it sound.
Somehow that's true.
yes.
Yes. But all right. I don't want to like. If you have your hit points, and did you choose your new spell?
Yeah, Silas, did you choose your new spell?
Silas doesn't get to choose a new spell. I'm talking to you, Sala.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Is this one of those things where if I list off a bunch of great spells, it's going to make it worse?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
What if I list off awful spells you'd never take?
Then I'll take them.
All right. Then you absolutely should not consider Fly. It would be an awful spell for you.
Alright, I won't take it because I know that's a trick.
Well, all right. I'm conflicted because on one hand I want to press onward, but on the other hand I have a thing for Sala to do, and I need Phil Sticker for it, but I don't want to be distracting Phil Sticker with the next bit of plot. But if I try, because that won't work, because he needs to be thinking about invocations and spells. So
Don't worry, I'll just be simple. I'll just multi-class as this barbarian. It'll be perfect.
Okay, so while Phil Sticker is figuring out his future, during the feast, the nameless shaman speaks to Lucas. Tell me everything that happened. What did you encounter in those godforsaken ruins?
The ruins themselves take the structure of the body of some colossal creature, though it is not any creature that I'm familiar with actually existing. It was humanoid in appearance, but the as you descended down steps through what appeared to be the creature's throat, you would have arrived at an antechamber, uh, served as the creature's chest. Nothing was there save for the remains of the previous expedition, who
Hmm.
had been assaulted on their way out. In one of the hands were the Iron Eight. They were created by a Nilfin wizard of somewhat inadequate morality
Hmm.
to prevent anyone from disrupting the wards in the ruins. They did not become active, as we did not do so. On the other hand, we found a strange shrine to a nameless god of order and preservation that it seems to that I identified as having a magical property. Anything placed there would not decay under any circumstances. It would not rot. It would be frozen in time, essentially.
I see. That is interesting. There are spirits in the swamp, like the rot spirit that I gave you before. May I have that back, by the way?
Oh yes,
Uh,
I broke the talisman in clink, but here are
Oh.
the pieces.
Thank you. This will make
The bastard's been hiding from me.
Thank you. This will make assembling a new one slightly easier. Um, the rot spirit that I know um, can be invoked both to preserve and to decay. But I don't know of any nameless god of preservation. But I suppose
It
that's
might
why
be
it's,
interesting as that shrine survives to return with your rot spirit and to see if what what they may think of the shrine and if their powers are effective in its radius.
Yes, I'm very interested to do that. Do you believe that the ruins are safe to visit then?
I do not know if the Stilt Walkers will return to the ruins at this time. I am still verifying the full effects of what happened, but certainly it should be no more dangerous than the Stilt Walkers at this point. So long as you do not deactivate the wards, which you will not need to do to enter that arm.
I may gather some warriors then and see if we can visit this shrine. I'm interested to see.
If you would be so kind, we have other pressing work in the swamp, but I should like to come with you to perform a study at some point.
Hmm. I suppose I'm in no hurry. Yes, we can certainly arrange to do so together.
Thank you. So, descending from a pit in its stomach, we arrived at a pair of legs, a passage where water drained down, located here and rejoined the right foot antechamber. I wouldn't recommend that antechamber. It contained relics built by some precursor civilization, neither Nilfin nor, I believe, your people, filled with a device for painfully executing people. There is a treasure below as well, but it seems to have been guarded by invincible undead crocodiles, so we decided not to approach.
Invincible, you say?
Yes, our warlock struck them, and he said that he was unable to harm them.
Well,
Mind you, Phil Sticker is not particularly reliable.
I see. Well,
But I wasn't paying attention.
I see. Well, we will not disturb the crocodiles then.
best not, as they also guard the device which would deactivate the ward. And I don't know if approaching that device would awaken the Iron 8 or if activating it would. I do not recommend that you go into combat with the Iron 8. I believe that they would be substantially more dangerous than the Katobla Pass.
uh, what are these Iron 8?
They're the creations of a necromancer of somewhat dubious moral character who felt that the correct approach to creating guardian spirits for the most important relic that he'd ever discovered in his life was to take a group of condemned psychopaths and give them each powers and curses that were somehow ironically associated with their crimes.
What a strange man.
Inexplicable, I know. The final foot contained the ward, Searing Light, that I would not recommend entering, but you can pass through it to reach the chamber beyond. Therein we found a sarcophagus that contained the corpse within itself, as it were. It featured the necromantic power source, which I was able to discern must have been placed here alongside the body with some intent to activate it at some point. At that point, we were faced with two distinct options upon which we disagreed at first. My thought would be that we could set up a system of ropes and attempt to pull the holy symbol from the hand into the knee to protect the light. This was fraught with peril, however, as removing that would have caused the hand to collapse and the system to flood, and we would have been unable to ascertain if our ward had arrived in the correct place, or indeed if it had been dislodged by the floods, at which point we might have left the problem fundamentally unresolvable and continuing to decay. There's also the practical matter that the shrine itself may have been quite difficult to damage, being as it was within the magical effect. Our alternative was to trust in the vision sent by Grandfather Rot and to activate the device in the foot, which it seems all of this had been set up for at the time of some kind of creation. Ultimately, I erred on the side of caution seems the wrong word, but trust, and I activated the device.
If that is what Grandfather Rot would have instructed, then that must be what is best for the swamp.
Keep in mind, Phil Sticker is our connection to Grandfather Rot, and he is not particularly reliable.
He has Grandfather Rot's eyes.
Yes, but Grandfather Rot does not seem to object to him misleading the rest of us for personal gain.
Grandfather Rot would if the swamp were, if the future of the swamp were in jeopardy. Or
Be that as it may, there are things beyond the swamp that may have been in jeopardy. But,
I suppose that is true.
I reasoned that the builders of this clearly worshipped this god of order and preservation, as there were some likenesses between the device and the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to ascertain that they were separate from the people who had built the torture devices, and that they had placed the ward such that if you didn't intend for the two to ever be pressed together to activate them, why store them on the same side of the ward? It would seem to me problematic when you could store them in separate parts of the world. Obviously, it was intended that this be activated at some point, and with nothing else to do, I did so. After which, I quickly escaped, but discovered that I had been given these coins, which I since identified. Apparently, The next time I die, I will not.
Convenient.
Perhaps.
I might inquire, who granted you such a favor?
That is the question. I believe that. How much does Lucas actually know about that?
Um,
Just to confirm.
Yeah, I was wondering earlier
Yeah.
when you mentioned it,
Yeah.
like
The-
how much of this was out of character.
yeah, in this case, when the coins were pressed into his hand, he immediately knew their function. He didn't have to cast Identify, he immediately knew their
He
function.
still did, though.
Yeah. Well, then he would have known that there's like an aura of necromantic energy about them.
That's unsurprising, though.
Yes. The voice that spoke, a voice spoke into his head when the coins were pressed into his hand, which indicated that he was being rewarded for freeing the speaker, and the coins on the face of the coin is a carving of the same face that was on the statue. So it's pretty clear to him that that this favor is owed to him by the new god of death.
What I would speculate. So he knows God of Death.
Yes.
All right. What I would speculate is that we know some things about the origins of the Iron Eight from what we discovered through a number of investigative sources. First of all, we had a prophecy from the Oracle. The body within itself, find the fragment of purest black. Take it from that which never was, or give it to that which inevitably must be. But beware, awaken death, the world's peril. And above the air corpse was a sign, a corpse untouched, outside of cycles, outside of time. Now, the choice of take it from that which never was, or give it to that which inevitably must be, implies only two options, taking it or giving it. If we take it, which means that our subject, that which never was, is the same as our subject, that which must be. Now, understandably, the Oracle is also a suspect source. So, there was some guesswork going on with this.
The shaman strokes his mask and says, "Well, what must inevitably be other than death?"
Yes, but awaken death at the world's peril. I certainly hope that that's not what that meant. There is, however, a secondary reading to this that comes from Vercho, the man who created the Iron Eight's notes. We were able to ascertain that the device itself was a powerful necromantic energy source. However, the nature of the necromantic power was beyond that of any mere trinket. It was leaking out, filling the swamp, creating the Ur corpse. And so my thoughts were, what if that is what is awakening death? Undeath. Perhaps death is not the subject of the previous two lines, but a caution of what might happen
If
should we
the light
fail.
if the light were to fail.
Yes. Before the matter was resolved. And so, with all of that in mind, my decision seemed obvious. We had to give it to that which inevitably must be, because death is awakening. And it seems likely that what we have awakened is also death. I honestly have no idea if I did the right thing or not. I was forced to guess and took what I thought the most cautious approach.
He puts a hand on Lucas's shoulder and says, "I think you did the best thing that you could have, at least with the information that you possessed. I trust in the path that Grandfather Rot has sent you on, and I do not believe that Filsticker would lie about Grandfather Rot's visions."
And it seems as though if I had removed the device and taken it beyond the light, if it was the source of the undeath, then I would have taken it beyond that which contained it and awakened all of the dead in the swamp. And if it was not, I would have done nothing to solve the problem.
Yes. So I believe you did right.
It seems probable. However, I'm certainly marking it with an asterisk in my mind.
Yes.
I will need to discern more of the nature of this, and I simply must know what has happened. But obviously, if I trusted the Oracle, I wouldn't be questioning this. I shall have to find some other means to ascertain the truth.
I know not where he would go then to find that. Did you have something in mind?
In fact, to a degree, I do. Our first objective will be to confirm the dissolution of the corpse pile. There were a large number of remains traveling together, and I doubt the awakening of this creature teleported them across the swamp. There should be a non-moving corpse pile somewhere. When we find it, my hope would be to examine for residual magic. Perhaps take home a sample to study to Nilfenberg to attempt to discern more of the effects. I also somewhat imagine that if I have imperiled the world, it will become obvious. So if we're all still here in 10 years, I'll know I did the right thing.
Yes. Well, I very much hope to still be here in 10 years. So.
As I say, I didn't see any way that I could guarantee that you would be otherwise.
Yes.
Even had I managed to repair this thing, eventually something would have happened to disrupt that.
Apparently it was beginning to fail once. If that can happen once, then it would only be a matter of time. This may have been the only permanent solution available. Whatever changes it may bring.
I'm trying to stay optimistic, though. In my most hopeful estimates, what I have awoken is the enemy of undeath, and it will become an ally of my god Primus, and Primus will still accept me into Nirvana when I die.
Yes. I'm sure that what you hope for will come to pass. You have done well, I believe.
We'll see.
So, Filsticker, did you finish communing with Grandfather Rot and gaining your new magical powers?
Almost, but then you interrupted me, and all of it got undone.
That's not how that works.
I was holding the whole character sheet here very delicately up in the air, and then I dropped all of it. Yeah.
Were you gonna tell us which one you took?
Yeah. So what'd you take? Maddening Hex, it looks like, is on your sheet now. Cool. So now you just need to choose your 3rd level spell.
Oh god.
Quick, Retromach, what's the best 3rd level spell for a Warlock?
Am I supposed to be
Shut
trying
up,
to
shut
reverse
up, shut up.
psychology this again?
I don't know.
It depends what you're doing with it.
Too
Yeah.
late.
What did you take?
Vampiric touch.
No, you wrote a vampiric touch, so your hands turn into
Then
vapor.
that's what I took.
No. Okay, vampiric touch.
It's not a bad call. I can't complain much about it, other than to say we are in boats, over and over again.
Yes.
You could have
If
taken
I-
fly.
If I need hit points, I'll just I'll touch Silas or something.
You could have taken Hunger of Hadar, and against stationary targets, that makes Fireball look like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me look at it again. I do want to be better than Lucas.
I just thought the image of Felsticker flying was pretty funny.
The long and the short of it is that if you're not getting out of the area, you're taking 46 damage, no save every round.
Right. But they
And
can.
a lot. That's half of that's acid damage, so it will even like wreck buildings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be like, castle? What castle? There's no castle. It's an amazing spell.
Oh, see, that's the actual appeal of it. We've hidden all the evil children in that evil orphanage tower. Felsticker saves the day.
But
Lucas
a lot of other
says,
good
my fireball won't get all of them at once.
I would say that each of these does serve a valuable strategic role, though. Counterspell could be really good when it comes up. Dispel magic, again, when you need it, you need it. Okay, I lied. Enemies abound is bad. Fear is really good. It has the number of enemies who are fighting, and it's fun. Fly is obviously amazing, especially when we're confined to boats. You can just fly around zapping people and be and completely invincible against melee opponents.
Mhm.
Gaseous form, again, it's pretty good if you need it for something. It's amazing. Hunger of Hadar just ruins everything forever.
Mm-hmm.
Hypnotic pattern,
We've seen what Kildrak did with it.
and in that sense, it's a less good choice because we have Kildrak. But
That's
it is
true.
really good
Yeah.
if we didn't.
Yeah, if we didn't have Kildrak, it'd be really good. But we already have someone who can cast that, so it's probably better to spread the spell selection around.
Naturally, Magic Circle could completely and totally hard counter certain types of encounters if we got them, and making good use of Magic Circles is like an entire wizard build.
Yeah, I've been considering dropping some existing spell as well, since I can do that, and then take one other spell of the new level. So I could take two of these. Like, I like Fairy Fire, but the area is small and it's a concentration thing, and I want to do Hex instead. So, but also Ray of Enfeeblement hasn't been particularly useful.
And obviously, Summon Lesser Demons is extremely powerful and useful. And you could have Splicter have like minions, and he might enjoy that.
Ah, yes,
No.
yes. Do the thing where you get to give me minions. I want to boss them around, boss.
No, I just summon a bigger Splicter and forget about you.
You go and forget about me, boss.
I don't know if I had a bigger Splicter. Oh man.
Don't talk about me like that, boss. Oh.
But it's a little unreliable because you don't get to pick what you get. But it's also still really good because tiny demon minions can solve an extraordinarily large number of utility problems. They have abilities like flying and being invisible and being like able to do acid and poison damage and things that just make them really just overall useful. Plus, it means that we can make combats really slow and kind of a pain to do, and that's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
I wouldn't recommend tongues because I hate languages in D&D. I understand why they exist, but I don't think they're good storytelling. And I would not recommend Vampiric Touch for this campaign, but it is certainly a very strong spell.
Well, I mean,
But
I happen to be aware that the intent is to leave the swamp, so
fair enough. If you really want to cheese vampiric touch, try to get like a cage full of rats.
I'll take vampiric touch later when I unexpectedly actually become a. Oh wait, no, that's the point. Shit. No.
But if you're just looking to replace a spell, like overall, Misty Step is a very strong utility spell to just have.
That is true.
It solves an enormous number of problems. It gets you out of a grapple. It means if a crocodile bites you, you'll be okay. It can get you to high places, to low places. It's just really nice. Also, you can run real fast.
Yeah, although, well, that would be one that I'd be replacing because I get like a slightly better version as a class feature on my next level.
But it'll probably be several sessions before you hit level 6.
And you can always replace it again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no.
If you were going to get rid of a spell, maybe Ray of Enfeeblement? I don't know, I just feel like that's never accomplished anything.
That it hasn't.
I don't think it's that good of a spell for a warlock because their DPS is so high. Combat debuffs aren't worth it.
Mhm.
My general advice for warlocks is if you're looking for damage spells, you want area of effect. If you're looking for combat spells, you want area of effect combat spells. Things like Hunger of Hadar are really good because you can use it to take down a group of enemies rather than like being eaten by action combat.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I've occasionally
spells.
tried to use Ray of Enfeeblement, like when I thought it would help save somebody or something, but it's failed.
Mm-hmm. So maybe, like, if you're going to drop a spell for a new spell, I would probably say drop Ray of Enfeeblement. That's just what I would do.
Fine.
And then, did you know what your new spell was going to be?
It's that one.
Magic.
Magic Circle. There we go. I'll read what it does in a minute.
All right. Cool. So the rest of you enjoy your long rest here among the village of the Faceless Ones. Phil, that night, the night before you're planning on setting out again, Phil Sticker once again has strange dreams. Phil Sticker, you're standing in a forest, not a swamp, nowhere in the Fever Swamp, a forest.
He holds back his nausea.
Somehow you know you were somewhere far north of where you were before.
Oh no.
The air is a little cold. You think it might be winter. The leaves on the trees are all, fallen off. But there's not snow on the ground yet. You see yourself stepping forward into a clearing, and
No, don't do it.
you pull from out of your a pouch a teardrop shaped seed the same blue as Grandfather Rot's eyes. And you kneel down, and you dig with your bare hand a hole into the earth, and you put this little teardrop-shaped seed into the ground, and you cover it with earth. You step back and you watch as water begins to bubble up from the ground, and in moments, what was dry earth is now a mud puddle.
Oh,
The sun begins to streak across the sky again and again and again. Day turning to night, turning to day, turning to night. And you watch as this mud puddle grows, and a flower begins blooming in the center of it, a blue flower. It opens during the brief night times, and you see what looks like a small human fetus growing on the center of the flower. And you feel an overwhelming urge to protect this new life. The sun begins moving faster now, and you watch as seasons roll by. And spring comes, and the fetus grows into a child, not unlike a scumboggle, splashing about in the new pond that the mud puddle has become. Time moves even faster now, and you watch as it grows into a blue-skinned giant, strong young man, but taller than any human. And then you see yourself leaving. You are awoken from this dream as the Faceless Ones are ringing a bell, an alarm bell. You're all awoken.
How alarming.
It's the middle of the night.
Lucas is still in his nightcap and pajamas when he gets up, startled. Balearic is probably already flying out to look at what's going on for him as he fumbles around in the dark for his magic walking stick and conjures a light to go investigate.
Bort is carrying his maul and desperately trying to put on his armor. It's not going well on the move.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, Silas doesn't have that problem, and stands up from the tree he was sleeping against, grabbing his cursed pike.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't had time to deal with that issue yet.
No. Well, I mean,
Silas, help me put this on.
you come out, and the militia is like, of the, I mean, not really the militia. The men of the village are have grabbed spears and axes and assorted weapons in response to this alarm, and torches are lit. The village is illuminated, and Philsticker, you see a lone scumboggle standing terrified at the edge of the village. He has in his hand a length of wood from a swamp tree, covered in moss, and it ends in like a crook, and dangling along that are three blue, faintly glowing seeds, exactly the ones you saw in your dream.
Philsticker runs past all of these dirty swamp savages.
Mhm.
Spine is mine! to the little creature.
Mm-hmm. The little scumboggle looks up at you, and he looks into your rot eye, and he like drops to his knees and gives you the gives you this stick.
Filsticker spoils the mood by trying to accept it with the missing arm, and then quickly catches it with his existing arm.
The scumboggle keeps his head down and doesn't move after you take the rod.
He says to it in special fairy language, "I know what I must do. Thank you."
Yeah,
And he cherishes the stick.
I was told to make sure that you got the stick.
Thank you, I have it.
I will come with you. I will protect the stick. It's very important.
You'll come with me, but I have to leave the swamp.
I will come with you until you leave the swamp.
Okay. Come back with me. Come back with me to the sleeping hut.
Yeah, Filsticker, why are you talking to a stick?
Does it want cheese? We have some left, I think.
The scumboggle like holds onto like Filsticker's shirt or cloak or whatever he's wearing, and says in Sylvan, "Will the men with the spears, will they hurt us?"
No, I am a great hero. Filsticker doesn't manage not to laugh when he says, "I am a great hero." Wait, no, that wasn't a joke. That was true. He says to them,
I know you are. You wear the scumboggle hat, and you have
Yes, exactly.
and you have the Eye of Rot.
Yes.
You're
So
clearly
many levels. He says to the people, this is my child. We will not harm him." As he puts his mechanical arm around the scumboggle's shoulder and walks it back to his sleeping hut.
The men don't quite know what to do. They know of all scumboggles as, man-eating monsters. But the shaman comes out and takes one look at the situation and nods and telepathically commands them to stand down and let the scumboggle pass. And the villagers calm down and go back to resting.
Oh, yeah, don't worry too much about it. They vastly prefer cheese to human flesh, and we have a supply. Clink can sell you some, I think, if you need to keep a stockpile of your own. It doesn't last forever, but... cheese. Chest is in the canoe. I'll go back to bed. Lucas will stumble back into wherever they were having him set up his tent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we bought local cheese before. I guess Filsticker spends a while explaining to this scumboggle how the men make cheese. You can get cheese here.
Bort doesn't even bother taking off the one piece of armor he managed to get on his calf or something as he goes back to sleep.
Oh no, you're giving me flashbacks. Don't do that.
Yes, I told the other group about that story the other day.
I'm not coming in to save your life until I've got my armor on, but the table says it takes you like 45 minutes. I'm not leaving this room without my armor. Whole world dead.
That's only a slight exaggeration, too. Yeah. So, Philsticker, you return to your tent with a scumboggle in tow.
Yes. Give him some cheese. Go to sleep.
He eats the cheese and he goes to sleep.
Philsticker
Splicter pops out into his natural form after the scumboggle's sleeping and says, so what was that about, boss?
I have the stick now. I will raise the new swamp.
You're going to...
Philsticker grips the thing to his chest like he's a dead pharaoh.
Did anyone else want to talk to Philsticker before going back to sleep?
Honestly, this seems like an incredibly Philsticker kind of thing to happen.
Mhm.
We've long established that when Philsticker goes on these psychotic episodes, we leave him to scheme against us. There was a scumboggle, there was a stick, he was talking to it. But I mean, if I'm going to trust him with the fate of the universe by pushing a button on his advice, I can't really complain about what sticks he's holding.
Pretty much.
All right.
Well, welcome to the meta of this game. Hope you enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Soon Nilfenberg will drown in swampy waters.
So, Philsticker. The morning comes. As you have slept with the stick cradled in your arms overnight, you have discovered its basic properties. Right now, it's next to useless.
Fantastic.
It is a +0 magic rod, which means it adds 0 to your spell attack rolls and your spell save DC. So you can see how useful it is. Adding 0 like that.
That's less than a negative number. I better hold on to it.
Yes.
I mean, it's more than a negative number.
Yes, yes.
You should have corrected me. You're a terrible math teacher. You're never going to succeed.
Oh.
I'm not on the clock right now. But, and it is less in terms of absolute value.
Okay.
But,
We're not operating on a plan, or we're not operating on a coordinate system. We're just operating on bonuses, and whether I get to hit, that doesn't make sense.
You're right. But it will, you know that if you plant one of those seeds in a place far from the fever swamp, a new swamp will grow, and one of Grandfather Rot's children will grow to tend that swamp. It will take time before they are strong enough to defend the young swamp on their own. But once they are able to, they will be able to bless the rod and increase its magical power, giving it pluses.
Your bait is sufficient, Grandfather.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
But at whatever places you plant those seeds, you know, you will it will turn a great swath of land into a swamp, but also things that are already there may oppose this change. So Philsticker will need to be prepared.
Be prepared.
To stand against evil.
Yes,
I
from
I
a
think
certain
I'm
point of view.
quoting different things there, but
Yes.
whatever.
All right.
I didn't understand what Slag said, but he's right, damn it. I've got to destroy them.
So, the long rest is complete. Philsticker is leveled. You have a magic +0 stick, and it is morning.
Well, I suppose we'd best head out then.
Back to Clink.
On a somewhat circuitous route, I'd like to proceed through Dragonfall and map some of the areas north of Grandfather Rot. Ideally, I would like to locate what remains of the corpse pile, that we may assess its condition and perhaps glean information as to whether we have saved or doomed the world.
Very well. Will you try to navigate again?
I'm afraid we never mapped Dragonfall. I couldn't get us there.
Alright then. Silas is satisfied as he has his job back.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
we're all ready to set out and everything.
Then
No one
Silas,
has- Oh.
then Silas, give me a.
Oh, that was a question actually, but alright. No, everyone's business is finished. I've declared it.
I'm
My
sorry.
roles.
Okay. So you have advantage because the sun is up.
It's clear. Yeah.
Clear skies. So you're going to
Oh, actually, I did have one more thing I wanted to do before we go, actually.
Too late.
I gave you a chance.
I'm
okay.
sorry.
What is it?
It's fine.
It's actually going to take a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But I need to approach the shaman again.
All right. He greets you.
I have a very important question for you. Do you trust that I am honest with you?
Yes.
I used my magic to identify the shrine to the northeast of here. The sacrifices you make there do not reach Grandfather Rot. The shrine has been corrupted by a demon. The very creature you seek to ward yourself against is empowered by the sacrifices you make. Seeking a permanent solution, but you should be aware.
I see. Thank you for telling me this.
I apologize I can't offer anything more concrete. Alright. That's all Lucas needed to do. Actually, I didn't expect that to go so easily.
Well, hopefully it won't. He's still got time to kill you on your way out of the.
Alright, Lucas has to escape successfully.
That was the sound of Lucas's head falling on a desk as he dies.
Very metallic.
Well,
he's
as he
secretly
hit.
a-
Yeah.
That was the sound of my hand hitting a bowl I've got sitting next to me.
Was the
fuck,
You're
response
ruining
of the
my
whole-
immersion. Maybe Lucas wears giant earrings.
So, okay. You head out. Silas navigating.
Mhm.
And as you're traveling through the area with the shrine to what you now know is indeed a shrine not to Grandfather Rot, but to the Ghost Dome. give me Silas and Bort perception checks.
Wow.
Damn.
Silas, Bort, both of you immediately you see circle as you're moving to pass the shrine. You see something moving in the water, huge, eyeless, and paler than the moon. The ghost dome is here, and it's
Yeah, it
slinking.
heard us.
It's slinking towards you.
Duh, duh.
You shouldn't have told him. Okay.
Honestly, it's complete coincidence that I happened to roll that encounter, but it
No,
just
it
felt
knows.
appropriate.
Well, I'm gonna need a soda, but I think we should try to fight the ghost dome.
I guess so. I mean, we're all rested up and everything, so this is as good a time as we're ever going to have.
And we
Okay.
can just turn right back around, bloody and wounded, stumble back into their camp and say, "Oh, we dealt with the ghost dome.
You
It was
know,
great."
All right.
How long is the ghost dome? Can I put it in a magic circle?
We want us in a magic circle, but that would actually be a fantastic idea. If you
no,
could
he's
do it.
betraying us. He's trying to help the ghost dome protect
Oh,
it from Lucas.
The magic circle cannot protect it from us, only us from it, because the magic circle is racist and doesn't work on humanoids.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Mhm.
Aw.
That soda
And then I try to go
happens.
through and it pushes my eye through my skull.
Oh. All right, though. Yeah, I'll also get a drink. I'll
Yes.
be back.
I would like to go ahead and just declare a 10-minute break. I need a moment.
Oh wait.
And we're back. So, the ghost Ohm is approaching your boats, coming under the surface of the water. It probably remembers you from last time and knows that you will give it great sacrifices of gold and jewels. It is approaching. Silas and Bort, you were the first to see it. What do you do?
Well, warn the others, of course. Yeah, like slow the boats down. Tell Lucas and people. Watch out the ghost dome.
Bort will put up his hand. Ghost home. That big white thing.
I suppose then it's time. Well, at least we either saved or doomed the world first.
Well, wait, if we think it's going to kill us, we could just actually give it money.
I was about to ask why we're not even considering that as an option.
Because we want to kill it, obviously.
And earlier, when we were here and we decided we needed to kill it and we didn't know if we could, we said, all right, we'll save the world first and then we'll kill it. And, like, we saved the world yesterday, so chop chop.
The poor guy just wants money. Maybe he needs it. It's not like he's stealing our souls. I mean, he wants our fingers, but I'll take gold instead.
All right, looks like everyone's in there. So organize. Lucas, you have the initiative. There's a ghost dome. It's 100 feet.
Okay,
It's under the water.
and you have already long since ruled that I can't fireball things that are underwater.
Yes, or at the very least, I will give them advantage on the on their dex saves.
All right. In that case, this is going to be a two-step trick. Do I remember how fast the ghost storm moves? Can I anticipate how close it will be on my next turn?
It's moving towards you at a pretty good clip. If it doesn't slow down, you anticipate that it's probably going to move about 60 feet closer to you.
All right. That works for me then. I am going to prepare and advise everyone else to prepare. I am going to take one of the satchels of the dust of dryness. I'm going to give it to Balearica and send her up to fly towards it, and instruct everyone else to ready actions to shoot it when Balearica bombs the water around it and leaves it exposed.
That's a good plan. So yeah, Balearica flies up with
She
the
should
dust.
hopefully do-
Wait! Oh no, you didn't actually do that. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, so you still have the dust dragons. Yeah, it's okay. Balearica flies off. And the ghost dome on its turn, not having detected that you are being hostile this time, move 60 feet closer, dashing forward excitedly to take your gold.
So is everyone on board with this ready actions plan?
I am at least. I'll do that.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I barely have to ready my action, but
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Fellsticker?
Well, since Lucas is thirsting for Olm blood. Okay.
Alright. So back to Lucas then.
All right. Drop and fireball.
Okay. So the dust of dryness strikes the surface of the water, and whoom, suddenly there's a large chunk of the water disappears, and the ghost dome is now suddenly, for a moment, exposed to the dry air. As even the water on its skin is zapped away, and if it had like eyes, they might be wide with shock, but it does not. It's exposed, Lucas. Everyone who had readied actions. All right. That's a hell of a hit.
That's a good fireball.
Yeah.
What was the range?
It's 40 feet away.
And what was the weather? Clear?
Yes. And it rolled a 1 on that saving throw.
It did not expect all of the water to suddenly be fire.
Yes. Whoosh.
oh boy. Too
No.
bad you don't have. Do you have advantage?
Nope. Disadvantage.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Silas, that should have been like a musket roll or something with disadvantage.
Yeah, no, a javelin.
Okay. Oh, javelin. Okay. So javelin with disadvantage. Is that still a 19?
It would be an 18.
18? Okay, well, you needed an 18, so you hit.
Oh, cool.
Dear
Nice.
Lord. Disadvantage and needing an 18. That's
Yeah.
painful.
But they hit.
Yeah, no.
I don't actually. What was the damage for javelin? I didn't actually have
D4
it.
plus strength.
Dang, I tried to take tokens and it didn't work. There we go, 5.
Okay. Yes. So the Goldstone is not happy about that.
And it's also inside of a big black orb.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it probably looks kind of funny with Lucas throwing a giant fireball at it and Fellsticker doing whatever strange swamp magic he's doing, and then Silas just throws a pointed stick at it.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Yes. Philsticker, you've cast Hunger of Hadar. Please explain.
Yes. Well, we don't know what's going on in there, and immediately after he casts it, Filsticker says, "Oh, wait, now no one else can see it. Ah, shit!" As he stomps in the boat, as the ghost olm is now inside of a big black 20-foot radius sphere.
Okay.
We don't know what's going on in there, but I'm pretty sure it's awful.
Okay. So
At the start of its turn,
Okay, it's the start of its turn now.
okay, it takes 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. Roll that.
Seven there. Now, if it ends its turn in the area, it has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or it'll take 2d6 acid damage.
Okay. Well, it's not going to end its turn there.
Piss.
It's the ghost olm comes sliding forward. In as the water crushes back in. It rides through the waves, and it comes closer as it comes up into the water, under the water in front of your boat, and Bort, give me a wisdom save.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Wisdom. It's up here. Oh, not sufficient.
No, Bort. The creature seizes hold of Bort's mind. You are dominated, and it compels you to kill the one in your boat.
Attack Silas. Yes.
Silas isn't in his boat. Ixa is,
No.
though.
No. I don't like this, though.
Quick,
Surely Silas is
Silas,
closer.
So so yes, it's come much closer now. It's cast some sort of spell on Bort. Ixa, it's your turn.
Is it within melee range?
If you want to jump in the water with it.
How deep is the water?
Deep.
Oh, that's good.
More than
Alright.
Kobold height.
What we need then is Phil Sticker on your turn. Cast another Hunger of Hadar and put it 20 feet below our boats. That way it cannot come in this area, and it will be forced to engage us at range with magic.
Okay.
Okay, Ixa has no idea what kind of spell was just cast on Bort. Doesn't really want to get close enough to melee it because she doesn't want to get water with it. That seems like a really bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Although, actually, if we know what happened to Bort, your magic circle will save him. If I recall correctly.
Wow, this
Oh,
is
it works
really
on like
hard.
ongoing effects?
So far, I don't think so. I think it would just protect us from new effects.
You also could have trapped it inside the circle instead of Hadaring, and that would have been cool.
Well, no, because the range on Magic Circle is only 10 feet.
Oh, you're right. It's terrible.
Yeah, and also it's a... Oh, actually, that's a 10-foot radius circle, so I could have gotten it in the circle.
And we probably don't
But-
have the powdered silver and iron, but it's still
Oh.
worth it for a boss fight
Yeah.
like this.
Oh, yeah, shit, that has material. God damn it, I shouldn't have taken that spell. I hate it now.
Alright, well this may end up being a waste, but she's going to cast, let's see, Shield of Faith on herself. So for 2 extra AC in case Bort tries to kill her.
Okay. Silas, it's your turn. Your pike can probably reach the ghost dome now
Oh, good.
because you
Stick
have
bayonets
reach.
neck.
Yes, so completely unaware of what's going on in Bort's mind,
Mhm.
he tries to spear the uh,
Wow. Okay, well a 19 will do it. Shit. Okay. You jab a pike into the side of the creature, and it pulls away from you in pain. Bort, your master commands. You must obey. Kill the creature in your boat.
Kill the creature in my boat?
Kill Ixa.
Okay, fair enough. I was about to get really pedantic about terminology there.
There are only 2 creatures in your boat. One of them is you.
Well, luckily, as Bort swings around and shoots his crossbow at Ixa, he completely fluffs it.
That's fortunate.
Don't you have extra attack now?
Yes, I do, but even despite that, I can only use the heavy crossbow once per turn.
Oh, is that so? I thought reloading was a bonus action.
It has a special. It has the reloading thing, so it can literally. It explicitly says it can only be used once a turn, even if you
Okay.
have special abilities.
Okay, because I didn't know how that worked. I thought that use reloading something with the reload property was a bonus action, and so you just needed to use your bonus action for it. Okay, so yeah,
I probably shouldn't say this, but I guess he can still bash her with it or something.
yeah, that's true. He could, or he could use his free action to switch to his maul.
Right. Borsch will just throw the heavy crossbow at her, and I don't even know what that would be a roll for, but
Strength,
strength. Just raw strength.
sure. I don't think you're proficient in crossbow throwing.
Oh.
Okay, so crit. Ixa, you get hit in the head with a heavy crossbow. Bort, roll. It's not like a good weapon, so I'll say a D4, double to 2d4 because you crit, plus your strength mod.
This is gonna still hurt like a motherfucker.
So Ixa,
Yeah.
Bort's gone crazy, and he shot at you, and now he threw his crossbow at your head.
Yeah, she's not real happy with that.
Phil Sticker, it's your turn.
Okay.
Goldstone's maybe 30 feet from you.
Right, okay, so should I do the Hunger of Hadar beneath us, or should I just shoot Eldritch Blasts at it and do 2d10
You should-
at do?
Probably just shoot it. It is a single target.
Yeah, okay. Filsticker Hex is the Ghost Elm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then shoots Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
It's got 2 beams now, so I guess I'll roll twice to either of those hit the Ghost Elm.
An 11 and a 17 both miss.
Okay. At least it's hexed.
Yes. So the Ghost Olm's legendary action goes now.
Actually, Phil Sticker can do one more thing. Because he has a move action left, he could downgrade that to a bonus action and do a psychic explosion on the Ghost Olm, if he still took that.
Oh, yes, I did. You can downgrade action.
You can.
Okay.
Standard can become a move can become a bonus.
All right then. Is it within 30 feet of me?
I said it was 30 feet, so yes.
Okay then. Yeah.
Its head is
Takes
within
3
30
damage.
3 damage?
Yeah.
Alright. So it's thrashing and it's unhappy about this. No.
Does it have to roll concentration?
No. Oh wait. Nope.
Okay.
Sorry. I double clicked on the wrong spell. Yes, it does need to roll concentration. Is that? I think he's good.
Seems likely.
Yes. Okay. So the Ghoulstorms the Ghoulstorm's legendary action goes off. It can use its legendary action to cast a cantrip. It's going to cast a Ray of Frost upon Lucas.
Good, make him regret not taking the protection from elements.
Oh, he did this time.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was one you swapped out.
No, I did that before, and then I got fireballed, so I swapped it back in.
Mm.
But with an 11, Lucas is able to duck, yanking down his hat before it gets hit.
Yes. A bolt of magical cold flies over Lucas's ducking head and strikes the tree behind him, freezing a branch clean off. And now it's Lucas's turn.
All right. It can have advantage on its save, but I should probably fireball it again because this thing is kicking our ass potentially. We have no idea how many hit points it has. It might be almost dead, but I'm still gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And for all I know, it's immune to fire damage, but
20 plus. That save is plus 6. Save for half. Takes 13 damage. Okay. So now it's the Ghoulstorm's turn. It suddenly jerks itself to one side and starts heading south. Oh damn! I guess that Silas technically gets an attack of opportunity.
Yay! On the Ghost Dome?
Yes.
Good. No, not so good.
Okay, so you try and get one last stab in on its tail before it gets out of range, but it whips around too erratically and does so, and then in the water right in front of it, a portal opens and it swims inside
What?
and it disappears.
What kind of portal?
Roll Arcana. That's a magic portal, all right.
Well, that's magic. What is it, Lucas?
Definitely magic. If you're talking, Retromach, you are muted.
Just
okay.
think
I was saying I didn't get a clear view of it, but I would still ready yourselves in case it's still nearby.
Yes. So, Ixa, what do you do on your turn?
Probably try. Well, okay. Can she get to one of the?
Can she what? You got cut off.
Can she jump to one of the other boats safely in case Bort's still trying to attack her?
Yeah, she can jump to the boat with Silas.
Okay. Any roll needed, or she can just do it?
Roll athletics, just because you're under pressure. It won't be hard, though. Yeah, you do it. I said athletics, not acrobatics, but your d20 roll is good enough.
Yeah, that would have been better anyway.
She like flipped off the boat onto the other one.
Yeah.
The flip was strictly not necessary, but it made it harder and therefore cooler. Silas,
Right, and so Bort is still like seemingly enraged and going after Ixa. I guess
Mhm.
there hasn't been a meaningful. All
Did
right,
the
all right.
ghost dome concentrate through the fireball?
oh yes, it should actually have to roll that. Let's see.
It's not going to change my action, but let's see.
Drat. It was
Yes.
DC 13.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, no, it would have been if it had failed its save. It was actually only DC 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So yes. So Silas, it's your turn. Bort, the ghost dome is gone, but Bort still looks like a man possessed.
Yeah, see,
yeah.
he's gonna try and swing the pike to knock Bort off his canoe.
Okay. Make an attack roll with disadvantage?
All right, and I have extra attack too, so I figure I can try this twice. I was hoping it would be mechanically an attack, which I figure is right.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well 16 doesn't overcome Bort's AC. Well, that one does.
Wow, 27, 26, and 20 in 4 rolls.
That's alright. Bort, you get pushed out of the, you get shoved out of the canoe into the water with a splash. Let's see. Technically, it shouldn't work, but I'll let it work. Give me a new wisdom saving throw, Bort.
Oh boy.
Nope.
It doesn't matter.
You are still,
Oh,
you're
right,
still
there were
enraged.
rolls for it.
Phil Sticker. Ghost Dome's gone.
Oh no.
Silas is
Who
attacking
am I
Bort.
going to kill? I don't want to kill Silas. I try to charm Silas.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Alright, I found it in the book. Fey presence. Oh wait, okay, it needs to be within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, he's not within 10 feet of you.
He's in the water there.
Bort is? Yeah, Bort's in the water, like in the front of his boat.
With a move of the undead canoe, can I get within 10 feet of Bort?
Yes.
Okay. I get near Bort and I become inspiringly otherworldly beautiful for a moment. Hey Bort, please make a wisdom saving throw against some number. Against 14.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
6.
Alright. Bort is charmed by me.
Okay. So Bort cannot attack Phil Sticker. And Philsticker has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with Bort.
Alright.
Silas? No. Oh, we skipped Bort's turn. I'm sorry. Bort, you go now. Your master is still telling you to kill them. Kill the kobold.
No, Bort, no. I understand, but it's not time yet, Bort. Take
Bort.
my hand, Bort.
Philsticker makes very convincing arguments, but
He makes them in the future.
yes, but he makes them in the future. So Bort, you're in the water. You haven't. You were compelled. You were compelled to attack Ixa. What do you do?
I guess I will swim up to the boat and try and climb back on it.
Okay. Climbing into the boat uses a move action. You still have your primary action and your bonus action.
Cool. I will pick up my maul from the boat because I left it there,
Yes.
and I will throw it at Ixa.
Okay. This is obviously not a weapon designed for throwing. So, but make an attack roll with it with disadvantage.
Please don't get another crit.
Close, but only an 18.
It actually
Does-
misses.
That misses. Your Shield of Faith gives you AC 20.
Yep. Well, it gives me 19.
And gives you 19. Well, that'll do it then. Ixa, you duck under a maul being hurled at you, and Bort is just frothing at the mouth like a madman.
Is that the last weapon that she's aware he has?
Probably, yeah.
He has a small knife.
Okay.
He's never pulled out this small knife before.
No, but he's
So-
probably used it as a tool.
True.
Okay, well, isn't there some kind of like defensive action in 5th edition?
Yes, you can declare dodge, which gives disadvantage on any attacks against you.
Okay. Then she'll do that while saying, Ixa could use some help here from the others to the others.
Well, actually, it's not quite Ix's turn yet. Let's see. That was Bort. Philsticker goes. The Ghost Olm's legendary action goes off. It's Lucas's turn. But Ixa can still dodge on her turn, of course.
Okay, beating up Bort is not something that Lucas's magic is well designed for, so he's going to take his own advice and ready in action to fire blast the Ghost Dome should it reemerge.
Okay. The Ghost Olm's turn comes. It does not reemerge. Ixa's turn. Ixa dodges. Silas. Bort still looks crazy.
Yeah, see, and I'm trying to decide how much to escalate this. I'm going to do something no one has ever done in the history of D&D 5th edition and use that. Wait, no, you can't use the defend thing for other people, can you?
No.
Damn. Never mind. Oh.
This isn't Dungeon World. You can defend another person.
I know, it's not a good game. Huh.
Summon Bort's ancestors to kill him.
Bort
I
doesn't
don't-
know his ancestors.
So he'll be
He's a-
terrified of
He's a
them.
bad dwarf.
And they'll kill him because they'll say, I don't know who this is. And we're angry because a human summoned us.
Mm. Mm. Well, he doesn't actually have a weapon now, so I guess I'll jump over to the other boat where he is,
Okay.
and then try to grab him, I suppose. I guess you're gonna want an athletics check.
Mm-hmm. First, an athletics check to get over there, and then an athletics check to grapple him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. You use the 25 on getting over there. You look really cool.
Right. Yeah. And then drop the pike that's
Mhm.
clamoring for blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have another 25 for forgot. No, not quite. Almost though.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bort. Roll athletics.
Oh boy. I'm pretty good at this.
All right, Silas. You can't get a grip on Bort. Bort's fighting off your hands. Bort, it's your turn. Yeah. It's your turn.
Sounds like fun. Okay. Bort is going to jump over to the other boat where Ix is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I had extra attack. Right, and grappling replaces one of your attacks you get on your turn.
Yeah. So you're gonna punch him in the face now?
Well, could I try it a second time?
Yeah.
the
you
other
could,
attack?
you could try and grapple him again, I guess. As far as I
Alright.
know, it's just
I don't-
treated as an attack. Right. Bort, roll athletics again to resist.
Oh boy. Crit
Alright.
fail.
All right. So Silas is now grappling Bort. Bort, your speed is basically reduced to 0 as long as Silas is grappling you. Yeah. Your speed is reduced to 0. And that's the only thing that happens to you. You have your full capabilities. Your master is still telling you to kill Ixa, but Silas is very clearly stopping you from doing that.
Alright, well, Bort will try to escape the grapple.
Okay. Don't know how
Or
that.
stop. I know what this feels like, but you have to resist.
So, how is he going to attack? Is he just going to try and break free, or is he going to try and attack Silas?
He's going to try to break free. He didn't get told to attack Silas.
This is true. Very well. I think that is an athletics roll from you. Again, opposed by his athletics roll? I think.
Alright.
Yep.
You can do
Bort could
athletics or
use
acrobatics.
Bort could use acrobatics.
I
but
don't need
Silas
to.
cannot.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Alright. Yeah, so Bort breaks free.
Hey, you don't know that.
We do.
Oh wait,
though.
actually you do, because yeah, I only have 6. Well, we could have tied if it had been higher, but sadly not.
Yes. Alright. So Bort, you use your action to break free. You still have your move.
Alright. Bort is going to jump over to the other canoe.
Okay.
Another athletic.
Silas, since you put your go ahead and roll athletics to make the jump. Silas, since you put your pike away, your reach now is like fists. So you could attack of opportunity Bort as he leaps away.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Gonna punch him?
Yep.
Alright.
Do you get your proficiency bonus when you're making unarmed attacks?
No idea.
Only if
If
you're
you-
proficient with them.
I think everyone has unarmed proficient. Well, probably not actually.
Well, I think unarmed attacks are listed as is technically listed under simple weapons on the equipment table. I think. If I remember correctly.
Some classes, I believe, just list the weapons they're proficient with, but
Right.
I imagine that Silas is proficient with it. Yeah.
Yeah. The unarmed strike is classified as a simple weapon. I'm pretty sure barbarians get every simple weapon.
Yeah, I do have simple weapons. I just didn't know if they were a separate category.
Well, no, just like the stuff, like the things that like make you good at unarmed attacks increase the give you a damage die. By default, if you're not like a monk or something, your unarmed attack just does 1 plus your strength.
But Lucas, for example, is not a proficient in unarmed strike.
Right, of course. But Silas is. So, and he rolled a 20. So I think you decked Bort.
Mm-hmm.
So you do 1 plus your strength modifier and damage.
Yeah, which is 4 damage.
Alright. Bort, you get punched for 4 damage, and you get to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. I still fail.
Okay. You're in the other boat. Take off those 4 hit points. And you still want to kill Exa. And unless you can kill Ixa with your bonus action, I think it's Filsticker's turn.
Not unless I like throw my knife.
That's not something you can do with a bonus action.
Just try.
So, Filsticker, you're pretty sure that you were able to charm Bort, but someone else has charmed him better.
Yeah, so it seems. Well, there's always suggestion. It's always more magic, more spells.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you suggesting that he do?
Don't kill Ixa! How about you don't kill Ixa?
Hmm.
How about you stop?
That course of action does not seem reasonable to Bort. Your spell is lost.
Shit.
The Ghost Home does nothing. As it isn't here, so it can't use its legendary action to shoot Ray of Frost at you. Lucas, it's your turn.
All right. Lucas continues to keep his eye out. However, he whistles for Balearica come in and peck at Bort. She will try to land on his head and peck at at the top of it.
Okay. You may make an attack roll for Balearica.
Bort takes 1 piercing damage.
Yes. Bort, you take a piercing damage, and you make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my. Huh. Alright. When piercing damage,
Yes.
Yep.
and I
He
make
got
a wisdom
pecked by a
saving-
bird.
Oh,
Does a 19 get me free?
yes, it does. Bort, as this bird lands on you and you like try to go to shoo it off, the spell fails, and you realize what has happened, or what that you've been trying to hurt Ixa. And you don't know why that was such a good idea.
Alright. Yeah, that seems like a really bad idea. Where's all my stuff?
So, to the rest of you, Bort pretty quickly goes from being, rage monster to back to his normal self. and he stops trying to kill Ixa.
Ixa is still somewhat wary for a few moments, but points at the water where he threw his maul.
Mm-hmm. And in the water where your crossbow got flung.
Are either of those items lighter than water?
I mean they're mostly wood, but also got metal on them. So I'm pretty sure the maul sank to the bottom. Immediately. A crossbow, I want to say would sink, but I don't know.
Probably pretty dense wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in the water, she says.
Damnable. Bort will jump in the water.
Oh, this is deep water. Bort knows that's a bad idea.
Yes, but
He didn't
so
pay
is
for common
Ina.
sense. You don't have to tell him that.
Yes,
Oh.
but so is losing all of his equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He will jump in the water.
All right, Bort jumps in the water. And you allow yourself to sink to the bottom. You start feeling around in the darkness for your maul. Roll perception.
This is going to suck.
Okay, you find
No,
you find it. You find the maul, and you kick off the bottom of the water, and you manage to just get back up to the surface and grab onto the edge of the boat, and put it back in the boat. And yeah, you do the same for the crossbow. You get him back.
cool.
While Bort's doing this, I assume the rest of you are keeping an eye out for the ghost olm, but several minutes pass, and there's no sight of it.
Well, at camp tonight would be its next logical chance to strike, but there is a very good chance it will simply evade us the next time it sees us, and from now on. We can hardly interfere with its racket. That if we can't confront it, and it can outmaneuver us easily in the swamp. He glares sidelong at Phil Sticker.
I don't think the wizard likes you, says the scumboggle.
But I have no idea why.
I don't know. Did you do something to him? Did you steal his cheese?
No, I don't get it. He's just crazy. Don't hurt him or anything though.
Oh, okay.
He's still my best friend.
So, for viewers who are somehow watching this without having watched previous episodes, Phil Sticker and Lucas have a long-running dispute over whether the swamp is a good thing or whether the swamp is awful.
I was just imagining it was like one of those classic scenes in like a TV show where Phil Sticker gets a montage of everything he's ever done to Lucas and then says, "No, nothing."
Yes. Yes. So, yes, with no sign of the ghost olm, I assume you have no choice but to continue on until you make camp. Somewhere in Dragon's Fall. That's the plan.
Seems legit.
Mm-hmm. Are you planning on going anywhere near the bones of the, or the rotting carcass of the actual dragon, or just somewhere else in that hex?
We're obviously going to see it when we map it tomorrow. I don't think we need to camp beside it tonight,
Okay.
but I'm open to people who want to, if there's like anyone who fits that description.
I wouldn't think so. Black Dragon Corpse isn't the best thing to camp next to. All right. So another day goes by, and you make camp. You're going to get a short rest here. If anyone wants to spend, hit dice or do anything, and you all get your stuff back from a short rest, you can do that now. But this, I think, is where I'm going to end the session this week. I have some other things I need to take care of, so I'm going to end this a little early.
Should I roll for Constitution for swimming in fucking swamp water?
No, let's do that miasma roll real quick. And yes, you actually should make a save for disease. Constitution save.
I save.
Wow. Six
okay.
to stay in the boat with Silas too.
I don't know. That's up to Ixa.
I was talking to Token.
Probably for a minute at least. Afterward, yeah, she'll go back to the boat.
Oh,
Sorry
okay.
about that.
No problem.
It's not
Maybe
not
next
not
time
your fault.
we'll
You got
get
your
you.
your person dominated.
Maybe next time you'll have the chance to get your revenge.
She'd rather not.
I think we'd all rather not. Not always our choice.
Well, good news. Unless it's going to attack us tonight in our sleep, I'm pretty sure we'll never see it again. Well, or some other night in our sleep. It might be all like, wait 3 days until they're off guard or something, but I wouldn't expect it would be long if it was planning to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then it turns out it's not actually immune to the swamp. It's just got really good outside defenses. But now that we stabbed it, it'll die of horrible disease.
Well, that would be ironic. Grandfather Rot would enjoy that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. All right. Yep. That's the end of the session. So thank you, people who are watching this. Thank you for
And
playing.
Thank you for running. It was delightful as always.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes. I will see you next week. Goodbye.
See you next week.
Cheers.